Gary, with no blueprints but his idea firmly embedded in his head, approaching the contractor's desk at Cullen Lumber on Classen Boulevard, explaining a project he and Glenn were about to embark on. A 16 by 28 foot 2-bedroom addition to his house, and a complete living room remodeling. The new addition would provide for a 16 by 16 foot patio, sliding door adorned master bedroom, and a 16 by 12 smaller bedroom, increasing the residence's square footage by 448 square feet. The living room remodel would encase the removal of the wall between the living room and the front master bedroom, and adding a counter-high partitioned front door entryway to the living room, encompassing the total front of the residence. The living room to have a fireplace, with an extended hearth. The dining room adjacent to the kitchen having its backyard window removed, and replaced with a glass sliding door opening to a new backyard patio. The Cullen dispatcher taking it all in, but wasn't prepared when Gary posed a question. If he called in, with exact measurements, could he figure the material needed for framing, roofing, doors, windows, and all sundry items they would need as the project progressed? The dispatcher was somewhat skeptical, but Gary could see he was receptive to the concept, then agreeing, it could be done. The final obstacle being one of finance, securing cost estimates, at least a ballpark figures. Gary visiting with a loan officer at Beneficial Savings and Loan, explaining the project and that Cullen Lumber would be the primary material contractor, but there might be others, the finance company agreeing to an open-ended note to finance this avant-garde progression. The removal of the brick veneer from the rear of the house having commenced. Gary and Glenn the perpetrators of structural disintegration. With the brick removal completed, Gary realizing that neither he or Glenn had the skills or the equipment needed for forming or crowning a cement slab floor for a room addition. The classified section of the Daily Oklahoman provided a solution, a cement finisher looking for work. The worker estimating the project would take him 3 days, the leveling, rebarb and forming, the first couple of days, the pouring and finishing the third. The Day of Atonement having descended, a call was placed to Dolly C. Ready Mix. Discovering the cement would have to be wheelbarrowed to the back of the house. And with the arrival of the Ready Mix truck, Gary and Glenn the prospective crew, the hired cement worker fulfilling his 3-day performance. The concrete in position, 16 penny nails, bottom and top plates, a studded structure slowly began to take form. The Cullen operative accepting the vocal progression assessments and providing the precise material. The construction day beginning in late morning or early afternoon, their working daytime schedule dependent on the band's nighttime activity, the priority being the completion of the addition, the remodeling of the front was secondary. When it was time to migrate the OG&E meter from its original position on the back of the house to the new addition position, Gary called his acquaintance from the Horseshoe Club, electrical contractor Eldon Dumas. Gary questioning Eldon about calling OG&E to move the electric line from the pole to its new position on the addition, explaining he was somewhat concerned, because he never got a building permit. Eldon telling him not to worry, he would move the line himself. With the passing weeks, the two discovering a host of new talents that they never knew they had. The project taking shape with its redwood siding, installing sliding glass doors, the addition's windows, and the flat roof. Gary doing all the electric wiring, stapling the insulation on the ceiling and outside walls, then experiencing the hanging of sheetrock and its taping. The learning experience continued with the texturing, painting, hanging doors, installing the floor tile. The construction of the new addition coming to a conclusion. The remodeling stage of the front of the house and dining room about to commence. and with the dining room and new master bedroom both having sliding patio doors opening to a patio. It was time to call Dole Lisi Ready Mix again. Only this time Gary and Glenn, taking it upon themselves, to form, pour, and finish the remaining 18 by 16 foot cement patio. The two beginning, the removal of the front master bedroom wall, opening the total front as an entryway and living room. Another project, another new experience, neither of the two having installed a fireplace. The installation directions demonstrated several ways of installing, but instead the two deciding to set the firebox outside on a concrete slab beneath where a removed window was, the front parallel with the inside wall, thus allowing the triple wall chimney piping to raise through the outside eaves, rather than penetrate through the interior ceiling and attic. The fireplace embossed by a partial brick wall and mantel, with the room width white Portland cement hearth, inlaid with different color marble specimens, endowed by visiting several Oklahoma City headstone and monument providers for remnants. The final touch to the living room, besides the built-in stereo speaker audio complex in the entryway divider, was the walnut paneling and new DuPont 501 blue carpet. A showcase presentation was determined, the two-bedroom homestead now 3, no longer a clone of the other fixture neighborhood residencies. Gary concluding, "A house is a residence, but a home is its acknowledgement."